The rec center door creaked as an old man shuffled in, his cane tapping the linoleum floor. At 74, Samuel Carter carried a limp and a face etched with time. The karate class, a mix of teens and young adults, barely noticed him at first. But when he tied a frayed black belt around his waist and moved with the grace of a forgotten master, the room fell silent. This was no ordinary beginner, and the laughter that greeted his entrance would soon turn to iron for some resentment. It was a Tuesday night in Jefferson Park, a working-class corner of Springfield, Ohio. The community center smelled of sweat and rubber mats. Instructor Mike Thompson, a 30-something former collegiate wrestler, led a group of 14 students through warm-ups. Among them were Jamal Harris, a cocky 19-year-old with fast fists, Lily Evans, a shy 16-year-old seeking confidence, and Marcus Reed, a hefty college kid who liked to joke more than train. When Samuel limped in, wearing a faded jacket and thick glasses, Jamal smirked. This guy lost. Tai Chi's down the hall. A few chuckles followed, but Samuel didn't flinch. He set his cane against the mirror, slipped off his sneakers, and pulled a black belt from his bag. Mike gave a quick nod, unsure what to make of the old man. Samuel moved to the back, his eyes scanning the room like a hawk sizing up a field. As the class ran through horse stances, Jamal kept glancing at Samuel, snickering when the old man's joints creaked. Lily, though, watched with curiosity, sensing something the others missed. When Mike called for front kicks, Samuel stepped forward. His kick was nothing flashy, just a sharp, clean strike that stopped an inch from the foam target. Perfect balance. Perfect control. The room froze. Jamal muttered, "No way," while Mike's jaw tightened. Who was this guy? The tension didn't fade. After the kick, Samuel returned to the line, hands behind his back, as if nothing had happened. Jamal, paired with Marcus, kept stealing glances, his ego bruised. "Bet he got that belt online," he whispered. Marcus shrugged, but even he looked uneasy. Lily, struggling with her stance, caught Samuel's eye. He limped over, crouched despite his stiff hip, and said, "Your back heel's lifting. Press it down. Power comes from the hip, not the toes." His voice was soft but firm. Lily tried again, her form sharper. She smiled, hesitant. "Did I get it?" Samuel nodded. "Closer." Jamal wasn't done. During a break, he called out, "Yo, old man, you ever actually teach, or you just flash that belt to show off?" A few students tensed, others smirked. Samuel turned, calm as stone. "I've taught," he said. "Long time ago." Jamal grinned, sensing weakness. "Yeah? Where? The nursing home?" Lily snapped. "Why are you even on him? He didn't do anything to you." Mike stepped in. "Enough, Jamal." But Samuel raised a hand. "It's fine." He pointed to the mat. "You want to test something? We do it safe. We do it right." Mike hesitated but agreed. "Light spar. Keep it clean." Jamal bounced on his toes, all swagger. Samuel stood still, barely raising his arms. Jamal faked left, then threw a wide sidekick. Samuel sidestepped, a single fluid motion, and Jamal stumbled. The room went quiet. Jamal came again, faster, with a flurry of punches. Samuel deflected each one, his blocks soft but precise, like he was brushing away flies. Jamal stepped back, panting. Samuel bowed slightly and walked to his bag. No words, no gloating, just a lesson delivered. The class resumed, but the air had shifted. Jamal sat on the bench, jaw tight. Lily scribbled in a notebook, her eyes darting to Samuel. Mike watched from the corner, torn between pride and unease. This was his class, but Samuel had just rewritten the rules. After drills, Lily approached Samuel, clutching her bag. "Mr. Carter, right? That was unreal. How'd you learn to move like that?" Samuel sipped his water. "Started at 19. Trained most of my life. Stopped about 20 years ago." Her eyes widened. "Why'd you stop?" He paused, fingers tapping his knee. "Life changes. Some things you let go, even if they don't let go of you." Lily pressed further. "Were you in the military?" Samuel nodded. "Stationed in Okinawa. Learned real karate there. Kyokushin." Her face lit up. "So you trained with, like, masters?" A faint smile crossed his lips. "Real as it gets." She leaned in. "Did Jamal make you mad back there?" Samuel shook his head. "That wasn't about me. That was about him. He'll feel worse before he feels better. But if he's smart, he'll grow." The next morning, Samuel sat on his usual bench by Jefferson Park's pond, a quiet spot where he could stretch and think. A framed photo in his apartment, a younger Samuel with soldiers in Okinawa, sat heavy in his mind. He was mid-stretch when Lily appeared, backpack slung over her shoulder. "Didn't think I'd find you here," she said, grinning. Samuel raised an eyebrow. "You stalking me now?" She laughed. "No, you mentioned this place to Mike. Took a chance." She sat on the bench. "My mom said you reminded her of my grandpa. He taught me to punch when I was little. Broke a mirror once." Samuel chuckled. "Sounds like a good man." Lily's tone softened. "Did you get hurt in the war?" "Your leg, I mean." Samuel shook his head. "After. Teaching. Bad demonstration. Young guy wasn't ready for the move. I fell wrong. Hip cracked." She winced. Then, hesitantly, she asked, "Why'd you really stop teaching?" Samuel's gaze drifted to the pond. "Had a student. Reggie. 17. Fast learner. Like me at that age. Trained him for 2 years. He got caught up in gang trouble, trying to protect his cousin. Shot in a parking lot. I blamed myself. Thought I failed him. Shut my dojo after that." Lily stayed quiet, then said, "But it wasn't your fault." Samuel nodded slowly. "I know that now. Took years." They sat in silence until she spoke again. "Maybe Reggie used what you taught him to protect someone. Maybe you gave him something no one else could." Samuel looked at her, a flicker of warmth in his eyes. "You ever think about being a counselor?" She grinned. "Maybe a martial arts teacher." The next Tuesday, Samuel returned. No one laughed this time. Marcus gave a quiet nod. Lily waved her notebook like a flag. Mike greeted him warmly. "Good to see you, Samuel." The class moved sharper, students watching Samuel with respect. But Jamal was off his punches, sloppy, his eyes on Samuel. During a break, he approached. "You free after class?" Samuel raised an eyebrow. "More sparring." Jamal shook his head. "A real test. I've been here a year, and you made me look like a fool. I want to learn. Not just blocks. How you stay calm. How you read people." The room stilled. Mike frowned, but Samuel nodded. "All right." After class, they used the back mat. No sparring, just pressure drills. Samuel circled Jamal, voice steady. "Stop bouncing. You're wasting energy. Plant your feet. Feel the floor." Jamal adjusted, sweat dripping. Samuel pressed closer, teaching rhythm, calm, control. After 20 minutes, he stepped back. "Enough for today." Jamal, breathless, nodded. "Can I come back?" Samuel studied him. "Depends. You bringing your mouth or your ears?" Jamal smiled, real this time, and offered his hand. Samuel shook it. Wednesday brought a surprise. Samuel was walking to the clinic for a hip checkup when a woman on the steps called his name. "Mr. Carter?" She was in her late 30s, tired eyes, thin jacket. "It's Tanya, Reggie's cousin." Samuel froze. "I remember you." Tanya stepped closer. "I saw the old dojo. Condos now. Always wondered why you left." Samuel's throat tightened. Felt like I failed him. Tanya's eyes widened. "No. You gave Reggie something to believe in. That night, he wasn't fighting. He was protecting me. That bullet was meant for me." Samuel's voice broke. "I didn't know." They sat on the steps, silent. "You didn't fail him," Tanya said. "Maybe it's time to let that go." The next class felt different. Mike approached Samuel before warm-ups. "Got 2 new sign-ups. They'd learn better with you. You in?" Samuel nodded. When Mike handed him the second half of class, Samuel spoke to the group. "We're not just learning kicks. We're training attention, patience, how to hold still when your body wants to move." He corrected stances, his touch gentle but sure. After, Lily asked, "What made you come back?" Samuel paused. "Talked to Reggie's cousin. She said he died protecting her. I thought I failed him. Turns out, I didn't see what he did with what I gave him." Weeks later, Samuel sparred with Jamal again. Jamal was sharper, but frustration crept in. A wild punch grazed Samuel's temple. He stumbled. Jamal froze. "I'm sorry." Samuel sat, towel in hand. "Stop." Silence hung heavy. Jamal sat across from him. "Does control get easier?" Samuel's eyes sharpened. "Never easy, but familiar. Don't carry anger in your fists." Jamal nodded. "I wasn't mad at you. At myself." Samuel tossed him tape for his swollen knuckles. 17, he said. "That's how many bones I broke before I learned power comes from knowing when not to punch." Word spread. 6 new students joined, drawn by Samuel's story. He had Lily lead drills, watched Jamal guide a nervous freshman. Mike asked, "Ever think of running classes again?" Samuel shrugged. "I ran enough in my time." But he was teaching quietly, undeniably. One night, he addressed the class. Everyone walks in carrying something: pride, pain, fear. We don't train to fight each other. We train to fight what's in us. If you're here to hit harder, you're in the wrong place. If you're here to keep your feet when life pushes you down, this is your mat. 2 weeks later, Samuel stepped back. He arrived, moved through warm-ups, but stayed quiet. Lily led a drill with new authority. Jamal guided a partner with patience. After, Lily asked, "You still coming every week?" Samuel shook his head. "You don't need me every week." She frowned. "But we want you here." He smiled. "That's different. I'll stop by. Not to lead." Mike sat beside him. "You built something, Samuel." He shook his head. "I reminded them it was already in them." Samuel walked to his bench by the soccer field, cane in hand. He sat, watching kids play in the distance. Lily called from the rec center, holding his towel. "You left this." He waved. "Keep it. Someone will need it after drills." She laughed and ran back inside. Samuel exhaled, the weight of decades Reggie's death, his guilt finally lighter. He'd passed it on, not as a burden, but as wisdom. The class would grow. Lily would teach. Jamal would listen. And Samuel, for the first time in years, felt free. What did you think of Samuel's journey? How do you view the role of violence and injustice in shaping lives like his, Reggie's, or even Jamal's? Share your thoughts in the comments. Take a stand. Tell us where you land.